And it states that one UFO entered Soviet territory or its surroundings, and in response, 13 fighter jets were scrambled. Where? Oh, 13 MiGs. Yeah.
Yeah.
MiG reaction to chase one UFO. The details are all blacked
I like
out.
how we just know what the Russians are doing at any given point in time when it comes to UFOs.
In 1969 is the crazy part. So you can
Yeah.
imagine, like I said, I keep talking about the lasers that we beam from space off people's foreheads. Yeah. Yeah. If we could track MiGs chasing a UFO, probably in Soviet territory, like they said,
Yeah.
in 1969, yeah, we probably have their, we have them on lock.
Actually, it may not have been MJ-12, but it may have been after JFK's death.
1969?
No, the creation of the NSA.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't. I mean, who the hell knows?
Because I can. It probably branched off from the CIA, to be honest, because after JFK tried to get rid of the CIA after he was assassinated, Lyndon B. Johnson comes into power. He probably set it up for foreign intelligence agencies to have a separate sector that was kind of just free from that level of people's knowledge about the whole thing.
Yeah, I could see it.
At least it's just how I interpret it.
But it's amazing that we didn't know it existed for ever. Here's some more.
This is NSA headquarters, apparently. That doesn't look too fucking terrifying.
Big old black building.
Yeah. Not even just a black building. It's mirrored.
Yeah, you're right. It is mirrored.
You can't. It's probably made so you can't even fucking look into it.
I love how many of these Japanese UFO chasers on Twitter know more about the NSA than most Americans.
Yeah.
This one says, cited a UFO described as spherical or disc-like in form with ID established color, brighter than the sun, with a diameter of 1/2 the visible size of the moon. Why is it described this way? At the time of the observation, object was above the upper edge of the clouds on true bearing 120 degrees. Azimuth, some amount of degrees, traveling north. Further observation was impossible due to thick cloud cover. Okay, well, I mean, that one's pretty crazy. That's one of the more interesting ones. This one here, UFO sighting off, it's redacted, saw an elongated ball of fire moving at high rate of speed. After covering some distance, it split into 3 balls of fire. So we've actually...
That could just be shrapnel. That could just be shrapnel or a meteor.
Well, we've heard of things like this before. This one is not an uncommon description of these ball UFOs that split into more and then recombine. Here's another long one. Unidentified flying object sighted. It's large redaction on... again, large redaction. Sightings of UFOs. The redacted informed redacted that 2 UFOs had been seen at redacted over the western section of redacted. He described the first as having a luminous radiation of 26 meters extending in a spiral form from a black center. What in the world? The approximate altitude of the object was given as being between 3,000 and 4,000 meters, and it was stated that it later gained altitude and went in an easterly direction without noise. According to the redacted, a second object following the same trajectory was sighted later at a higher altitude. The redacted observers supposed these objects to be guided missiles. Interesting. The redaction reported similar sightings, but described the second object as falling star. He also reported sightings of a third object, which appeared to be... what is that word? Dirigible?
Yeah.
And was seen traveling from north to south at a very high altitude and a low velocity at redaction. The redaction informed the redaction that 2 UFO objects have been sighted over redaction. He said that objects were seen moving in a easterly direction at redaction. He reported that one of the objects ascended in a spiral fashion to an altitude of approximately 2,536 meters and radiated an intense...
probably light or something.
Yeah.
This sounds like the German flying disc. That's what it sounds like.
A spiral. It's described as a spiral.
Yeah.
Well, oh wait, sorry. The last one descending in a spiral fashion sounds like it, but the one above sounded a lot different. Black center with like a spiral coming out.
Yeah, the black center is common for the flying disc. Remember?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
That's because I don't remember why it's specifically black. I think it's because it's a separate compartment, but that's what holds the spinning mercury. So maybe it's black for a reason. Maybe it's like lead or something to keep it contained.
Could
I don't know.
Who knows? These are the most interesting files. So I'm glad we found these. UFO sighted northeast of large redaction. UFO flying northeast of redaction. Told redaction that he had seen an object going up and down vertically, which was impossible to be an aircraft. It looked like a large star. Redaction, the object was going up and down at a fast speed and at a very high altitude, and that it kept turning around. Redaction stated that he saw the object perfectly and identified it as having white luminous light that was a little bluish in color, really large redaction. I wonder what these redactions could be. Yeah. There were no reflections of something other redaction in this area during these times, which might have correlated to the UFO that the redaction believed. Oh, it's the person's rank is probably what it is. Believe this may have been the same unidentified flying to the south of redaction.
Sounds like another flying disc.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like another flying disc. So so there are some things to note in here. I guess what's important is the fact that when they think it's a balloon, they're very much like, yeah, it's probably a balloon. And when it's not, they do have descriptions that it's fucking not.
Yeah. So flying discs and balloons.
Which, it's and bright lights, which is in line with literally everything else we've heard of up until now.